Hey again, everyone. Good evening. It's Sunday evening around 8:30 at night on West Coast, and I'm gonna do some more problems. Maybe a teaching game if someone offers. I don't know, but I'm gonna mostly stick with problems from the Get Strong at the Opening, which I've heard is, I mean, it was published in 1996, so it's kind of old school, and there's not a lot of detail to the variations. So. What I've heard is that it's good as a basis for study, but it's not by any means complete. And because of that, it's actually better for like low dawn, one dawn, two dawn type of studying of variations of common openings, but you certainly shouldn't look at these openings as being the only possibilities. So the last thing that you want to do when you're studying these openings is come to the conclusion that these are it. These are the only patterns that exist. I think that these are mostly just a good basis for study, and that's how I'm going to try to treat them. I'm also going to probably do some life and death again, or like I said, a teaching game or something, but we'll see what happens. For now, I'm going to open a Tathata. Evidently, Tathata is a Buddhist idea encouraging the act of living in the moment. Now, it's ironic that an alcoholic beverage is named after a Buddhist idea because it would seem to me that one of the last things a practicing Buddhist might suggest would be that alcohol is any kind of a pathway towards nirvana or towards living in the moment. It's kind of interesting, but this is a Pinot Grigio. It's actually a 2015. Yeah, it's a 2015. It's very new, but mostly these are intended to be drunk and fresh. You know, they're you can't age a white, and it's very citrusy looking. It's probably got a high acidity, which means it's good for pairing with food, but it'll probably be good on its own as well. It'll be kind of like a nice dessert thing. Nothing fancy. There's no oak barrel aging or anything like that. It's stainless steel, so it'll just be a clean. I'm expecting it to be a clean, crisp, citrusy, typical kind of Pinot Grigio. I'll let you know what I think, though. No problem, LSC. I think it's kind of fun. This is from the Paso Robles AVA, American Viticulture area. I actually grew up in San Luis Obispo, the city of San Luis Obispo, which is the heart of San Luis Obispo County, of which Paso Robles is a city that um, is a part of the county. It's a pretty well-known wine region in the central coast of California. I was just down there a few months ago and I picked up some bottles from Justin Vineyards, actually. Let's see, there we go. Okay, where's my opener? That's the most critical thing. It's hiding somewhere, I think. Did I put it in my pocket? Well, I guess I've got one in my pocket. I might have to go Swiss Army, though. Yep. I'll go Swiss Army. No problem. And then here, I'll go ahead and push forward with the next life and death problems, or I mean, I'm sorry, the opening problems, so you can start taking a look at them in the meantime. All right. Yep. We got under there. I guess we got Go Grinder hiding under there. Huh? What else do we got hiding under there? Oh, Smart Go hiding under there. Okay. Just checking all my windows. I generally leave everything open because I'm lazy. Generally pretty lazy. So for the life and death problem studying, we're using Drago just because I've got all these Get Strong at the Opening problems all contained within a single compound SGF file, so I can just go back and forth through the games. Let's see, it's this army style, right? For when, this is kind of my emergency backup plan I keep in my pocket whenever I don't know where the hell I left my bottle opener. Pop. Fun fact, if you're actually studying to be a sommelier, you're really not supposed to be making a sound. The whole pop isn't desirable. Another pro tip, I guess, when you receive a cork of wine at a restaurant, um, you know, a lot of people think that you're supposed to smell it or something. They don't really know what you're supposed to do with it. But basically, you're not supposed to do anything with it. You let the you're supposed to actually just kind of go, okay, well, yeah, it's a cork. I mean, traditionally, a cork was really at best used as a means to examine the, you know, to authenticate that the wine came from the vineyard that it was supposedly labeled as coming from, and the vintage and whatnot. But you can't discern anything meaningful from the nose of the actual cork or anything like that. So basically the correct response to receiving a cork when you're going out to eat or something like that is just to look at it. So they put it down and you go, okay, yeah, looks good. Let me taste it. And you wait for a pour. Everything is yellow because I have very soft orange lights back here in my cave. So again, this is a Tethata. Pour. I'm just gonna pour out a little enough for a taste, and then I'm gonna get started. Oh yeah, smell that apple and that citrus and that peach and the apricot right off the bat. So it's very pale. It's a good idea. Good idea to have a Pinot Grigio tonight. So problem 9, black to play. Yes. Some people do, actually. You know, a lot of times when people don't know what they're supposed to do with this thing, they just think, okay, well, I'll look at it, I'll feel it. I don't know, it's got something on it, right? But, yeah, it's ridiculous. So if white extends here and then 2 approaches here, in response to black 1, white has, this is kind of a follow-up question. In response to black 1, white has extended to 2, attacking the weak underbelly of black's position. Scatmaker, technically you're just supposed to kind of look at it, maybe ignore it. It doesn't tell you a whole lot. Traditionally, the cork was supposed to at best authenticate that the wine that you think you are drinking is actually the right wine. There's some kind of unique pattern or signature on it that could allow you to authenticate the actual vintage and producer of the wine that you're about to drink, but otherwise it's not good for anything. That's it. And by and large, a lot of corks that are unlabeled, really, I mean, maybe you can look and you can see if there was any leakage or if there was any kind of defect or something like that, but it's really at best a visual cue. That's it. You're supposed to just kind of glance at it and then say, okay, wait for a pour so you can smell it, taste it, and see if it's spoiled or good or flawed or just fine. Wow, that's a lot more apricot than I thought. It smelled very peach. It had a very peach nose, but it's very apricot, kind of astringent. Pretty nice though. So white has extended to 2, attacking the weak underbelly, which I suppose is this. Yeah, I decided to mix it up a little bit tonight, chocolate chip mint, and try to do some opening problems. I also have others. I have a set of SGFs that are for the entire quote, Get Strong series by Bazilich, I think is how you pronounce his name. I'm not sure. Robert Bazilich, Casado, like mid-90s. Get strong at attacking, get strong at life and death, get strong at the opening, etc. Well, this is not Go Grinder. This is Drago, because what we're dealing with here is kind of just an SGF editor that has the next moves disabled. So I've got the game tree set up so we can look at how many at least different variations there are. So that's kind of a hint that we know there are two different variations here. So there are two possible different plays. C10, huh? C10 seems, yeah, C10 seems possible but over-concentrated. With C10, I'd be still concerned about B12. With B12, you know, white could still play B10 or B14. So I'm not sure how much it does. With the whole board in mind, maybe this is a key part of the question. So white has extended to 2, attacking the weak underbelly of black's position. With the whole board in mind, where should black play his next move? Right? I think everyone is thinking a little bit locally, which is kind of good. But what about if, I'm going to throw this out there, what if black just said, yeah, okay, sure, you can attack the underbelly of this. I'll play Q10, and maybe I'll still have a better whole board position than black, in spite of black, or instead of white, rather than in spite of white having a solid territory up here in the corner. How about that? Tanuki's an option, right? F3 is kind of an interesting idea, but I'd be a little bit concerned about the pincer. Even, you know, yeah. F3 is an idea, though. I mean, I could play that. I could see myself playing that. So, show of hands, I can guess how many people think that it's important to respond locally here versus playing globally. So, anyone think local is a good response here for black? Yeah, there's a vote for Tanuki. I think Tanuki too. Yeah, me too. I think Q10 looks pretty appealing. I mean, if you think about it, Q10 gives you kind of like a, okay, I'm ready, I've got a Senrensei, which I usually don't play, but it says, okay, I'm good, go ahead, approach me. Let me grow big. If black spends a move to try to attack this group, then I'm sure black can play somewhere else and get this out into the center. And even if black plays, or white plays down here, it doesn't stand to be very profitable. This corner is still open. This side is still open even. The only real territory that's solidified on the board are these, you know, this, whatever these end up being, 12 points, whatever in the corner. I think black could stand to get a lot more by just playing Q10. So I'm gonna try to play here and see what happens. Well, that looks like that's the correct answer. And I haven't been through these problems, so that's just me picking the correct answer. But another thing to realize and keep in mind, especially the Shodan player or the Dawn level players, is that these are from the Get Strong at the opening. These are all from the book Get Strong at the opening. So these are like circa mid 90s ideas. A lot of what you may think of playing, you have to keep that in mind. That these were moves that were considered to be reasonable 20 years ago. So it might not be as fast. It might be a little slower. It might be a little bit more proper. I don't know. Okay, so we've got the first move. Now the next sequence is kind of interesting because we don't really know what the follow-ups are, the next 6 moves. What do you think the right move is here? You say O3. O3 is white's next best move. I would say this is white's opportunity to attack this group now. I would think that this would end in Sente for white. I could be wrong. But I would think attacking this group would end in Sente. O3. Oh, okay, interesting. Well, we've got enough votes that I'll go ahead and play that. Nope, that's a variation, which means that that's not actually the right move. So even though it looks good, it looks fast, it looks good, I mean, maybe it's not quite right. I mean, what if black plays here? These are kind of the arbitrary. Oh, instead of center and say, I gotcha. Okay, okay, yeah. Um, the kind of the arbitrary rules that I have set up for this exercise is that if we guess three wrong, then I'll just look at the solution. You know, so we've got one wrong for the next play. What's the next play for white? Anyone got any ideas? This is a possibility too, C12. I mean, maybe this is white's opportunity to say, since black played away, I need to take advantage of this while I can. I need to punish not correcting this while I can. That's right, Zealousy, that's what we do. What I'm planning on doing is going through the whatever decision we make, it go through until it's to the end and then check the next variation. In all these problems, there's usually no more than a couple variations, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyone got any ideas? We've got two more moves before I reveal the answer. Shall we try C12? How about just B10? Oh, chat's vote flopped. Okay, here I'll try C12. Well, it looks like that was the right one. So black now welcomes the invasion of white too. By black playing away, black said, okay, fine, if you want that point, you can take it. It seems like the logical conclusion would be to cap, right? I mean, the next few moves seems like they should be played out pretty automatically. Black doesn't want to get separated here. So black has to cap, right? Which is the next move. And then what? Does black attach here? Does black hane under? Does black push here? I mean white, I'm sorry. If I was white, I would consider maybe just I guess there's no problem in attaching here. So C10. People are thinking C10. This gives black a lot of outside influence, and it works quite well with the Sanrin-sei on the right. Maybe that's the trade-off, though, is that white's got group on the, white's got territory in the upper left. He's got kind of a living group on the left, and he's got Sente. B12, huh? Well, now that's an interesting idea. I didn't think about it at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. White. Actually, that would work. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what if white plays down here? Then black would basically want to maybe push down here, and then white could attach. I don't know. It's an option. So yeah, it seems like that's possible. I'm gonna go with the attach first of all, C10. That's not it. That's a variation. And then we'll try playing down at B12 first. That's not it either. Got one more, and then we have to check it out. How about something something really naive, like just C11, just extend? I'll try that. That ends up being the one. So this, and again, take all of this with a grain of salt. These are very fixed variations. This is not gospel. This is just what was defined in that book from 1996, from 20 years ago. They're probably mostly good, but they may be also quite old. Next one, black would probably want to fix this, right? Just connect, take the wall. Looks like that's the case. And then it looks like white is white another move? Gospel's a dangerous thing. If white plays away, black can push. Yeah, that's not happy. I think white owes another one. And then black, I don't think black wants to let white get d9. If white gets d9, then white can get quite large on the lower left. So I think he wants to push one more time. So, because the thickness he builds with the sequence to 7 works very well with the influence of his 3 stones on the right. So the Sanren-sei in this wall are a good result for black, or at least an even result. I don't keep track of it. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot. I mean, I don't know how much software exists in the world. Probably a lot more in Korea and Japan and China than in the US. I've got many faces of Go, Smart Go, the KGS client, the Sigoban, Drago, and then a lot of SGFs and game record and stuff. That's about it. I guess I also have that Encyclopedia Life and Death DOS program that I was dinking around with, but I've never really played with that except for to show it off. You know, this thing. I've still got it open. I just stripped the problems from it. So let's move on to the next one then. Actually, wait a minute. We didn't test the other variation, which is likely the incorrect one. Let's just take a look at that. Hey, Drago. Oh, Drago's Love. Now I understand your name, I think. And Drago's Love. Maybe you love this software. I love Drago. I think it's awesome. Especially, I mean, it takes a lot of effort to get it tuned in to do whatever it is that you want, but once you get it tuned in, it's very flexible. Like the fact that I could save all of these games, all these SGFs into a database, and then export the database to an SGF format so I could edit it, retain the databases, so I can have some kind of read-only store. It's nice. Drago is it's an excellent SGF editor. I think it's the best actually out there for Windows, and for whatever other platforms it supports. I guess, yeah, I'm using it. Yeah, and this is actually also somewhat maintained. There's lots of other SGF editors out there that just simply are not maintained. I also really like the game tree view of this. This is by far the best navigationally, the best software navigationally that I've ever ran across. I really like Drago a lot. And there's also a portable binary, so if you wanted to, you could just copy it to a cloud folder like Dropbox or Google Drive and run it from there without having to install it everywhere. So the variation, which is incorrect, I'll just look at it. Failure. So whoever said to just play down, this is considered to be a failure. Black is thinking on a small scale. If black plays here, I would imagine white would immediately take a big point. Or not. Maybe it's something just like an approach. I mean, that's wrong, so maybe it's just an approach. Or not. Okay, there's the question. What would white do here? Maybe this is better. 017. How would white punish white or black playing slow here? The scat maker should know. The scat maker, what's the best move for white here to punish black for playing slow? What's the biggest move out here? Oh, Tengen? Wrong. You call yourself a Shodan. You're not. You got it wrong. That was so obvious. Um, let's see. If black was to just play down, if I was white, maybe I would just play down here, make a double wing on the bottom. Nope. How about high? Nope. Wrong. Anyone else have any other ideas? I'm breaking my own rules. I'm supposed to only allow myself 3 failures, and then I'll just look at the answer and then we'll move on. How about that? How about this? How about just jump here? E8. That looks pretty nice. Nope. Okay, what does it think it is? Oh, white will immediately take the big point on the right side with 2. So another thing about these problems is that they always tend to play the low move, like that third line move, instead of the star point. Moving right along. We've got 2 variations here. So problem 10, white to play. Instead of the usual low pincer at A, black has pincered on the 4th line. Ooh, a high pincer with the marked stone. How should white respond? I'm thinking jump. Yeah, this is a nice collection of problems for that book. It was done really well. It's basically someone just documented the problems and the solutions that were and the variations that were presented in the book. Yeah, jump to me seems pretty natural here. Right? I mean, the general, I mean, I don't know, maybe since the center and say it's a little bit different. But to me, if you take the 3-3, then black's going to get an enormous wall here, and this is perfect for it. So it seems like jump is the only option. If you play R17, look at the wall black's going to get, Zilisi. I would not be happy with that. That's not satisfactory for white, I think. I mean, I'd rather play Q14 than play R17, actually. So I think jump is the right answer here. Maybe we can get some kind of a counterattack going here on this stone. So we'll try a jump, huh? Correct answer. Black is threatening to shut white out of the center with A. Black is threatening to shut white, therefore jumping to white 1 is essential. Yep. Likewise, if black, or if white rather, were to play here, like I said, just so you can see, oh, good, this is the actual failure variation. So let's finish this off and then we'll go back to the failure variation. The success variation, or the main line, says this. So what, the follow-up would be probably Q14. I've seen P14 played before when Q10 is present. What do you think? Maybe just Q14? This is 20 years ago. Try that. Yeah, that looks that looks like the easiest way. After black 2, white will jump out again. We've only got a few more moves left in this variation, so I don't think it's going to be a complicated, attach at Q17 and then, probe at Q17 and then keep jumping out. But I think this is just another jump. Oh, I think R17 is a failure. I would consider R17 to be a complete failure. We'll take a look after this. So, okay, so jumping out isn't the answer here, actually, surprisingly. So anyone else have any other ideas? Maybe it's Q18? Again, this is 20 years ago, so maybe Q18 instead of Q17? I think maybe Q17. Yep, that's the answer. Black would then probably protect their corner. And then I guess black's next move would be to M18 to settle. Yep, white settles her stones with 3 and 5. So the reason why I think that the 3-3 is an abject failure is simply because of this. Okay, so white doesn't play that, I guess. In this variation, maybe white just pushes out. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe white just connects. And then black just keeps building the wall, right? And where would white play? I mean, here, and I guess it just decided to create a simply huge wall. So, you know, white's got a corner. Sure, white's got a corner. White's got, you know, 12 or 14 points in the corner, something like that. But black has this enormous wall and a stone to back it up. Yeah, I think you're right, Scatmaker. I think the point of doing this is to show that regardless of the variation or regardless of the different sequences, you know, whether it's like, you know, regardless of whether or not it ends up like this, I don't know, it's still the same net result. It's still basically the same. Black gets a big, safe, a big, strong wall to the outside with not only this stone at Q10 backing it up, but a stone down here at Q4 as well. It's very difficult for white to attack this. Meanwhile, there are a lot of other quite large, you know, the board is very open relative to the right side. You know, any other part of the board is looking very open, but this is already looking pretty tough for white. So this is a pretty big failure in opening, in my opinion. The Goban is wide. I've heard that expression before. I agree with it. I like it. It makes a lot of sense, you know. It's wide open. It's like a green field. You know, there's a couple of little guys hanging out there, but this is a big open green field. Okay, so we've gone through the correct variation and the wrong variation. Let's move on to the next problem. Problem 11, black to play. White has played in the middle of black's moyo with an approach move at 1. Wow, that's pretty bold. To me, this looks like this is a really, it looks like white. This is the kind of thing I would do if I was white, actually. This seems like such an overplay. Like white should just play d10 or something and be happy. This feels like such an overplay. But maybe it's now or never. Maybe it's one of those situations. If white doesn't get in there right now, then black could just get an enormous Control B. Let's see. O4. Yeah, O4 seems like it's playable. It definitely emphasizes the bottom and it works well with K4. I mean, the attach at R5 is an option too, right? Because that basically doesn't give white too many good options. If, like, for example, if black were to attach at R5, then whatever kind of influence white gets would be interfered with by Q9 or K4, whichever way he decided to go. So I don't know. I'm having a hard time here. Well, yeah, but I mean the thing is that if you don't do that, then he's going to attach to you, right? He's going to attach at R3 or something, isn't he? This is a tough one, actually. I do like O4 just for its simplicity. Let's try O4. Looks like O4 is the correct answer. Black should take the territory at the bottom with the knight's move of 1. This move, in combination with the marked stone, strongly attacks the solitary white stone in the lower right side. This stone has to do something now. If it tries to attach here, this is not really good. I mean, this is still too tight, right? Black's going to get a lot out of this. Black's already got this stone out here. This is a fight that will only benefit black. White is going to be on the run. Yep. So the wrong answer is probably the attach. Nope, that's not even an answer. What am I maybe right about here, huh? Nope. Anyone have any other guesses for the wrong variation? Maybe to play over here? R7? I'm only going to give myself 3 before I look at the answer, so someone else gets a chance. What could be the wrong answer? I mean, everything is the wrong answer. It's just what is the wrong answer that's this variation. 06. Oh, whoa. Wow. That's far out. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's not it. What they're looking at is the, I guess that was close though. That was closer than mine. It was 1 move away. There's a proverb, Proverbs. God, I hate Proverbs. Don't attach against a weak stone. Black 1 violates this proverb. As you will later see, black A and B are also bad. Q7. Nope. I'll just walk through this. Yep, this gives white a chance. White's is quite strong now. Hey, Hidrad. For some reason I feel like your name is Turkish, but I'm not sure why. It might be something else. Sorry. Maybe it's Iranian, Persian, I don't know. Alright, next problem. Whoa, this is only 1 move. This is the easiest problem we have. All you have to do is find the right move. Problem 12, black to play. The pattern of black 1, 3, 1, let's see, 1. Where the hell is 2? There's 2 2s, 3 and 3. Ah, mislabeled Go problems are awesome, so it must be 1, 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a single star point on this problem. It breaks my heart. 6. I'm a star point addict. 6. The pattern of black 1, 3, and 5 is known as the Shusaku opening. After white 6, where should black play? Well, I mean, Shusaku is famous for playing like this, right? Playing Kosumi in response to this, like P4. That's his thing. Yeah, it seems like that's better than that. I mean, I guess that would be another option, would be Q15, but the nice thing about this Kosumi at P4 is it seems to work a little bit better with C4. Maybe I'm hallucinating though. So we'll try it. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. That's not right. Shusaku disapproves of this. He said, "What? That's not my opening." Close, but no cigar. You'd do E3, huh? E3 is what, this? E3? Shusaku doesn't approve of that either. I guess the only other Shusaku-ish opening is Q15, huh? It still seems that with R, I don't see how that works with R5, but I mean, that's why Shusaku is Shusaku and I'm just Steve. So that's the one. It's the famous diagonal move of Honinbo Shusaku, aka Sai, right? All the people that are into, what's it called? It's Hikaru no go, no go, I don't know. I speak a little bit of Portuguese, so I don't even understand that pronunciation. To me in Portuguese, that's read as Hikaru no go. But this is a Sai move, right? And so black one is the famous diagonal move of Honinbo Shusaku. It is a solid move and white will have a hard time equalizing. In Shusaku's time, however, games were played without a komi. But today a 5.5 komi is given to white. Well, today it's a 7.5 komi. As compensation for her playing second. For that reason, black one is considered to be a bit passive. So nowadays, professionals usually make a pincer around A. So basically the answer to this is now this, which I don't even know the continuation. Yeah, I don't play these points at all. These 3-4 points, I almost never play them, so I don't know anything about them. Does white just jump here too? Does it attach? I mean, no idea. I should really spend some time learning this sometime. No idea. What, like that? Maybe just a Kasumi? Then a settle? And then yeah, not a clue. That I don't know. I don't know these moves. Next game. I guess that's why I'm doing opening problems tonight. Yeah, me too. Okay, so let's see. It's white to play. Seems like white wants to do something about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Black decided to play over here, so white needs to punish this by playing here, right? To me, C10 looks so natural. But maybe it's just not, yeah, white to play. It's basically, if black hadn't have played Senran Sei here, then black would have made an extension here, right? So why doesn't white just play where black should have played? That's my vote. My vote is for C10. It just looks right. Any other votes? How about for F15. I mean, if you play F15, black's still going to extend here. Yeah, C10's looking alright to me. Let's try that. Oh, no, that's wrong. Well, that changes everything. Maybe it's because black can approach down here, huh? That's pretty nasty looking. Black still can get out. He's not too worried, right? I'd play C11 or D11. Okay, I'm willing to entertain that. Let's try. How about a C11? Nope, that's not it. We've got one more, and then I'm going to look at the answer. C11 was not it. So C11 is not it, and C10 isn't it. What about just D? What about D10? Would that be stupid? Just one up. Maybe focus a little bit more in the center. C9 down here. Oof. C9. D0. Well, D0 is right here, and when I click there, nothing happens. Okay, D10. Yeah, D10 seems like it's a good option. I would agree with D10. Let's try D10. I'll take D10 since it's the last option. Oh, that's the right one. Look at that. So D10 is good for the same idea that I mentioned before, since black really should have extended here before, but black decided to take center and say black basically forfeited this jump. And so unless white plays here, it's not actually forfeited. There's no penalty. So in order for white to punish against the fact that, or punish black for not extending here, in order to punish that, white needs to play here. Cheers. Chin chin. Okay, but how about this scat maker? What's the move, the follow-up move for black? I'll get ahead of it. I would say black now needs to race. He needs to run with this group. He can't extend now and live, so he needs to jump out here, right? But then the question is, how far can he jump? F15, G15, G14. Lots of options. Only one space. Oh man, that seems really inefficient. It seems like if black only were to jump one space, then white would gladly just kind of say, okay, you want to jump one space, I'll just knight's move and I'll keep growing up here a little bit. C11 to make a base. C11 to make a base seems very... it seems like it would end up strengthening white. If black played here to make a base, white would gladly play down, and then what? Black would probably push up or something like that. White would just go with it. White's got D4, and at any point, white could just extend off of this and have a huge lower left. I think G15 is dangerous. What's dangerous about that? Dangerous would be F15, maybe? G14. Let's try G14, why not? Nope, that's not the answer. And let's try C11. Nope, that's not the answer. Yeah, see you later, Scatmaker. Have a good night. How about G15? Well, that looks like that's the answer to me. So G15 looks alright. Oh, something on the bottom. Darn lag, chat lag. And now white's follow-up would probably be, since we've already established that at least with this problem set, it looks like G15, or basically to just run black out, is the right answer. Basically, when you're thinking of moves with this set of problems, think very conservatively and very simply. Now, again, this is a 20-year-old problem set. So the idea here is that white is punishing black because white played away from this extension. By punishing black, that basically means that black should be running. It needs to run out. So black runs out by making a 2-space extension, because a 3-space extension from this 2 stones would be too frail. It would be able to get split by jumping at F15 or 14. So now that we have G15 in place, which is a 2-space jump from these 2 stones, what's white's best follow-up? Is it H17? Is it even local? Huh? Maybe white doesn't have to respond here. Maybe white can play down here and approach. Maybe it's better to look at the whole board and step away from the local situation. Maybe it's okay to leave black a little weak here. Can white still do a knights here at H16? Sure, that would be fine. Yeah, I mean, that's actually the answer, as a matter of fact. White takes profit at the top while keeping up the pressure on the black stones. Pressure is a very important concept. If black were to play, or if white were to play down here, then black could do something like this, right? And the board would still be quite open, but after this kind of a play, black could play away. This is more than enough room to make eyes, and that's black's principal concern up here, is making life, staying out. So to keep the pressure on, white wants to do this. If black does this, this is another key point. If black does this, white should be content. White should be content to take profit on the top. I mean, black still looks quite big on the right side, but the board again is still very open. It doesn't take a lot of moves to live. There's lots of rooms for invasion. And white has got some very definite territory in the top. Right? So, yep, that was a good one, Chocolate Chip Mint. That was the right answer. Let's go on to the next one. Problem 14, black to play. This is a little bit further along in the opening. This is actually pretty much mid-game now. In this Sanrense opening, black makes a high 2-space pincer. That's right here at 2. The Joseki to white follows, which we reviewed, or which is very similar to what we saw in a previous problem. Where should black play next? Jump out where? Jump out at L14? Jump out at O13? That's looking pretty big. That's looking like it could be pretty big. I think that 2 is in an interesting position right now. So when you say jump from 2, do you mean jump towards the center, like a 1-space jump towards L14? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean a jump to the side like J16? Probably the center is what you mean, huh? The problem with jumping out with 2 is I don't really see what that does. I only see how white could benefit from that. M14 is also kind of problematic because basically this group is settled right now. If you were to play a knight's move towards M14, then you're developing a weak group without a base and trying to attack something that's basically alive. To me, 013 is what's yeah, I mean, and that's a very important part of Go, is knowing when a stone needs to just be an irritation and is sacrificable, if that makes any sense. You can afford to lose this if you treat it lightly, as long as you can benefit from it elsewhere. So you can use it indirectly. So for example, playing a knight's, the reason why I thought that 013 looked kind of interesting is because with 013, you're still kind of sort of threatening to connect up to this other stone. So that means that you are making use of it, but you're also making use of Q10 and making some huge territory on the right side. So is this just a matter of allowing 2 to just kind of be light and try to take immediate advantage of it? Or are you trying to actually kill this? I don't think you're actually trying to kill this. I mean, there are some moves that you could play that could... There are definitely forcing moves here. If you played M17, for example, then white would be forced to play M18. And then if you were to play after that N17, white would be forced to play N18. But what you're doing is you're solidifying white down here. Even though it's small, white is looking very alive, and black is not looking like anything. Black has got now a lot of stones devoted towards this. You know, a lot of these stones that were placed to force white to play moves to solidify themselves are now really not doing anything. They're just kind of floating. So that's kind of a problem. I think someone said M18 at some point, splitting between 7 and 1. That's kind of interesting to me. Like playing M18, it's kind of interesting to me, but complicated. It's kind of the thing that gets me into trouble at my level, is looking at something like M18. I play M18 and white plays M17, and then I play L17, and then white Ataris at N18, and then I counter Atari at K18, and so white is definitely alive, and then black's got this wall to nothing, to this stone. So the top isn't worth a whole lot right now. And that end result for black would still, I mean, it would be a wall, but a wall with in Gote. So black, or white rather, could just extend here, and then all of that would be for nothing. All right. So J17. I still don't think J17 is enough. I don't think white would respond to it, actually. I think that if black were to play J17, white would just Tanuki, actually. I think that I keep on coming back to this. I think that possibly 013 is the answer, so let's try that. Okay, so capping with black 1 is absolutely essential, is what this says. Black has now transformed his Sanrense formation into a large-scale moyo. Hey, Sick Willie, what's up? I guess you decided to come back. No, Scatmaker was just left. Sick Willie and Scatmaker are 2 different peoples. I should realize that, but you know, what can I say? Pinot Grigio tonight. So it looks like the intuition was right. 013 is good, and the board is still open. You can afford to treat L16 lightly. It would take a lot of moves for black to capture this stone, actually. It's a really irritating stone. It's kind of the move that I like, because it's so agitating. Yeah. M14. Let's see if that's the case. M14. I don't know why white would be compelled to play M14. White, again, is pretty much alive here, actually. The thing, though, is that white is alive super small. So white doesn't really need to play any more moves here. If I was white, maybe I would play something like H17 or J16. Something to threaten to connect under and also to build something up on the left side. Remember, white's got a center in, say, here as well. You're right. Actually, Sick Willie is absolutely right. It's pretty imperative at this point to get in here and reduce this. This is kind of very urgent. White can't just think about himself anymore. Black has got this move here at 013 and otherwise a similar position to white. So that means anything that white plays over here just isn't enough. Black would be able to play mirror go at this point and still end up with more points. So I think Sick Willie's on the right track. 03, let's take a look. 03. I don't know if I would play that. It's a bit deep, it seems. But I don't know, people do things that I'm not comfortable with all the time, like they would attach it to R4. Or they would just play the 3-3. I think 3-3 would be too good for black, though. I don't think so, Chocolate Chipman. I think R6 is the right idea. I think Q6 is good, too. I think, let's just say that I think the next move is going to be in this quadrant of the board. Okay, let's try it and see what happens. Let's try Sick Willie's first at 03. That's not right according to this problem anyways. R6, huh? R6? R6 is not right according to this. Let's try going one more up. I want to try Q6. Q6 is not right either. So 3 problems wrong, or 3 wrong. Let's check the actual answer. Oh, this seems so passive to me. This doesn't seem like it's enough. I mean, at this point, black could play Tengen and have like a huge Moyo that would be way better than black, right? This doesn't seem right to me, but let's see. It says if white doesn't respond to the mark stone, but plays 2 at the bottom. Oh, this is a penalty kind of a situation. Never mind. Let's just review the comments here. This isn't a matter of finding the next best move in the game. This is just a continued variation, like a possibility of how to punish it. It's like a wrong continuation, just like Sick Willie said. Yeah. So basically the way that we should look at this is that if white doesn't respond to one and plays somewhere else like this, then the way to punish this, let's see if we can figure out what the way to punish this is. What do you think? I'll play Tengen. My vote is for Tengen just because I know it's wrong, but it sounds fun. I'll vote for Tengen. What do you think, Sick Willie? What do you think, Chocolate Chipmint? What do you think, Drago's Love? Q3? M14? I don't think you should try to kill this white group. I think that's a wasted effort. M13 is a little bit more correct, I feel. I think M13 is a little bit more interesting. Maybe a little bit more correct. But if you go super territorial-minded, then maybe Tengen would be the answer they would give here, don't you think? H3, N10, 03, H3, H3, definitely not. H3, that's too small scale, I think. N10, N10, N10's a little bit more correct, I think. It's still, I think you can do better than that. 03, 03 is kind of interesting. I like that. It's a little bit overly territorial, though, I think. Sorry, I may have misspoke then. I meant influential. It's large scale. That's kind of what I meant. O3 is more territorial. O3 is interesting, but it's a little bit territorial, I think, given the whole board position. I think that, again, Tengen is interesting. So I'm going to knock this one out right off the bat and prove that it's not the right answer, just because, you know, I'm a 4Q player. Of course I'm wrong. Yep, so Tengen's not right. O3 seems okay. So we've got a couple of votes for O3, huh? Let's try O3. Yeah, O3's not right either. And then the other one that I like, N10. Let's try N10. Even though it seems floaty, it doesn't seem like it's like just shape-wise, N10 seems weird. Let's see, L13 or M13. I like L13 actually, and M13. I'm gonna take a sip of wine and try to seek divine inspiration real quick and see if I can come up with any other good ideas. Nope. Nope. No good ideas. So we've tried O3 and we've tried K10. Let's see, K6. Now that's interesting. I do kind of like K6. How about this one though? How about this one? How about R4? How weird is that one? What about R4? What do you think about R4, Sequili? Come on, there's only like 12 at least. You know there's only so many good points. It's just a matter of whether you want to go territorial, whether you want to go influence, whether you want to work the two different sides of the borders, the frontiers, you know. Well, Q4 is already played. Okay, Q3. Okay. 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 I'm going to try Q3. Deal with it. Oh, that was wrong too. Well, let's see that Sequili was right. I would not have thought of that. It was a local forcing move. Which obviously white's going to block, right? And the final move would probably be something like this. Or not. Maybe just up. Or not. One more. Anyone have any other last guesses? I wouldn't have thought to do this. This seems kind of lame. Yeah, me too. This seems lame. It seems like all you're doing is forcing white to actually settle completely. And it's not really getting you much of anything. I certainly didn't think that that a local response was the right answer here. Maybe just down. Nope. I guess that's 3, so I have to look. Okay, just whatever these are called. Horse's face, I guess. One bigger than a dog's face. That's actually kind of an interesting idea. This is kind of clever actually. So I think that Chocolate Chip Mint actually recommended M13 at some point, and it ended up being the right answer. It's just that Black decided to sort of reinforce with with the forcing move of N16 first. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. Hmm. What's up, bird? Opening is hard. This is the problem that I have with the opening, that I've always had with the opening, is that there's really very little reading involved. Rather than the reading being a matter of identifying eye space or life and death or liberty shortages, the reading is all about like um, abstract sort of sketching of the balance of territory and influence. So it's complicated. I've always had a hard time with the opening. That's why I'm studying it. How about that? Black to play. There's 3 different variations here. Probably what? 1 or 2 correct ones and 1 or 2 wrong ones. White is staked out. A narrow position with the sequence to white 5. It's a little tight with Q9. A standard Joseki in the Chinese opening. What should black do next? Well, this seems like a defect, and I'm in no state to try to read it, but it seems like black owes a follow-up here. Like, P2 deserves some kind of a follow-up. O6 or P7. Well, I mean, P7 is definitely the move that white wants. S8. S8, yeah, I know I have a hard time playing S8 as black as well, because it always seems like it, you know, if you play S8, then you kind of have to be willing to give up this endgame eye. It's almost like saying, sure, you can have an eye here. Black to play. I'm not going to do any reading. I'm just going to take another sip of wine and seek divine inspiration now, I think. Um, hmm. 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 Yeah. Eh. Sure, I'm going to go along with P7. Whoever said P7, Drago's Love, I'm going to go along with P7. I'm not reading or anything like that. I'm just going for divine inspiration tonight. After I've had enough wine, I feel like reading is futile. I should just go with my gut. So, we'll try P7. That's definitely not it. So screw my gut. Let me try to read a second. Hmm. Hmm. Is it too early to just monkey jump? I mean, I know that's an endgame kind of a move, but come on, that also kind of steals the base here. Like T5. It seems like if white was forced to run, then black could do nothing but benefit. Like if black was able to add some stones here or here, black would benefit either way. But I see what you mean. The slide to S9, I think Sick Willie said that S8 was probably wrong, but to me that's looking more appealing. Even S9. Um, yeah, Zealousy, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Either S8 or S9 seem fine, right? So let's try it. Why not? Well, look at that. Someone got the correct answer. Someone gets a lollipop. Mm. Follow up for white. Is the follow up just to immediately jump? Seems like it, right? No need to push, no need to play down or anything like that. Just jump. Yeah, I think it's probably just this right. Yep. And if white jumps to 2, then black would, what, just jump out as well? Hmm? Try to start to get on an attack so we can just grow up here. Approach down here. Play non-locally. How about that? Wrong side. F3, yeah. Why not? Why not? Black's got not a lot to lose over here. This attack is on. If white tries to jump away and play in here or do a counterattack, it's way too premature. Black could jump out, force white to jump out again, and then black would profit big up here. Yeah, Q11. Okay, so we've got, let's see, we've got a couple of votes for F3 and 6. And 6 is kind of interesting. I kind of like the idea just because, you know, at least you're saying, look, I can use K4 and get something, like get some immediate profit. But I don't think that's big enough. And also try to pressure white. That's kind of a good idea. Um, I would just play H3. Well, if white plays H3 after black plays N6, then black could play O8. And then there might be some life and death issue here. Let's try F3 right off the bat. Nope, F3 is definitely not right. T5 is wrong, but fun. Yeah, I agree. This is the kind of fight that I would do. This is the kind of fun, kind of let's start some shit and make white run even more that I would do. But I think the problem with F5 is that if black played F5, then white would just probably play S5. And there's actually some pretty good I shape going on here now. Yeah, S5 at least tries to aim at some vital I-shaped points for white. I think someone suggested N6. Let's try it. Why not? Nope, that's not it. That's not enough. O9. O9's interesting. Let's try it too, and then we'll look at the actual problem. Hey, chocolate chip mint, right on. That's the right move. You got it. Black keeps up the pressure with 3, attacking white while building influence towards the top. White stones are still insecure. So there you go. Oh, did I? I don't know. I've had too much to drink. I don't know what I've said. To me, this is all. To me, this is all just a matter of having some fun and trying to, I guess, identify moves by consensus. This is how academia works, by the way, guys. Yeah, O9 is kind of interesting. Still keeps the pressure on these stones, and it builds quite a large top. I mean, the thing here is this is 1, 2, 3. This is 4 spaces, right? Which is bigger than 1, 2, 3 spaces, right? So basic math shows that it's better to extend from here than it is to try to pressure from here. Let's check the variations. And we don't have to try to identify these since we've taken some time on this. The variations are failure. F3 is a failure. With respect to the black stones at the bottom, black 1 is an excellent move. But white 2, white will slide into 2. That was a problem that we discussed, if I recall, Sick Willie. White will, that's why we decided to look at S8. White will slide into 2, intruding into black's territory on the upper right while securing a base for her stones. Now that her stones are safe, white can aim at black's territory at the bottom by attaching at A or invading at B. Hmm. Next variation, it's a failure. This kick here, unsatisfactory. The diagonal attachment of black 1 is inferior. Sure, chocolate chip, just send me a message. But I might pass out before I can get it back to you until tomorrow or something like that. But I'm on KGS all the time. The diagonal attachment of black 1 is inferior to the correct answer. Why? Just extend, extend, extend. Not only are, okay, because basically the reason why this is inferior is because white is basically living. You're allowing white to live, so the pressure is off white. Even though the same result, you get this, black gets the same result more or less, except for the invasion at A. The pressure is completely off white. Wow, everyone starts to show up around 10 o'clock at night on the West Coast. This is when I'm supposed to go to sleep. MBT is when my wife and I are watching together on our big screen. Oh, must be nice. My wife doesn't want anything to do with Go. She'd rather watch Real Housewives. But I love her, of course. Um, And the final variation, that's what, 4 eyes that are all crying? And the final variation that's wrong is, well, the one that we guessed, which is this. This just was off the charts. It wasn't actually a part of the original problem, so. Okay, we'll do another couple of problems, and then like I said, I probably have to go to bed. It's about 10 o'clock at night. Black to play. Shisaku opening. Everyone should be able to recognize this now. Black to play. How, after black plays the marked stone, the approach move of white 1 is not good. How should black punish this mistake? Well, I mean, I think that the punishment is either going to be down here at like R7, or it's going to be up here at like 917 or N17 or O16 or N16. Is that really how you punish the mistake of not responding to Q15? Is by playing away from Q15? That seems weird. It seems like the way to punish this would be to play local to wherever white should have responded. Hey, married viewing team. That's such a weird account. It's a shared account. You're all married, so you're like, hey, let's have a married viewing team. Why not? We're a team. We're married. Let's view. And um, Q15 makes me eye of extending on this side. We're pressing at O16. So it's safe. I'm thinking Q10. Okay. Q11. I kind of like playing locally. I feel like playing locally here is the right answer. Ooh, pincer. That's a kind of an interesting idea. I don't think it's right though. I don't think you want to attack this stone necessarily yet. I mean, attack it from this side anyways. Q10 is Drago's Love's answer. And as it, oh wow, that's quite an answer. I don't know. I think that's a little too vague. I think there's a way to profit directly from this, to benefit and to punish directly. Doesn't seem like it's putting enough. It doesn't seem like it's punishing white enough to play here. Q16. Oh, okay, good. Thanks. Jesus. O16. Yeah, O16 seems interesting. I am going to try O16. Nope, that's not right. Sorry. That's a variation, so that's not the main line. That's not right. Other ideas? Q17. Oh, that's a good idea. That looks right. It looks proper. O16 and white extends up here, and then what? It's kind of weird shape, though. It's weird. Okay, I'll just extend. Let's try, how about, let's take a compromise. How about instead of Q10, we look at, how about something like R10 or R9, R10. Hey, Noxtrons, how's it going? I've been playing Go off and on for about, what, 18 years? Something like that, but I'm still really sucky at it. I'm still really weak. I'm about 4Q on KGS, so I don't know everything at all. I know almost nothing, actually. Here I'm going to try R10. Nope, that's not right either. One more, and then we have to actually look at the answer. P17. R7 and Q8. I really wanted to go to the Go Congress last year, but I wasn't able to make it. I had a work conflict, so one of these days I will get to the Go Congress. Yeah, just ask yourself, what would Yusaku do? WWSD. Get a little leather wristband. Really? Oh, I like that. That's easy. I like San Diego. Yeah, San Diego is very convenient for me to get to. I can just fly from Oakland down to LAX. I can even hang out there and I can do some paragliding at Torrey Pines in San Diego. Get some flying in and go to the Go Congress. That's great. I'm glad to hear it's in California. Guys, we have one more chance to pick a move here. And then I have to look at the answer, and I really don't want to have to look at the answer. It's before. It's just D5. Not D5, that's not the answer. E5, how about... After black plays the marked stone, the approach move of white 1 is not good. How should black take advantage of this mistake? Pincer? Okay, fine. We'll give R9 a free shot. R9 it's going to be. R9 a free shot. Boom. Oh, look at that. Sick Willie got it right. Black should take this opportunity to pincer the marked stone. It's a multi-purpose move. It works wonderfully with Q15 and R16, and it also puts quite a bit of pressure on R5. Kind of a multi-purpose move. That's nice. It's a good one. Well, I hate to say it, but this has to actually be the last problem tonight because it's Sunday night and my wife is waiting for me and it's a little bit after 10 and we both have to work in the morning, so I have to go ahead and shut down the stream for the night. Oh, sorry about that. But I'll more than likely stream again tomorrow for lunch, or at least during the evening, and we'll pick it up then. But thanks everyone for watching. I actually, unfortunately, sorry, have to cut out for now. So have a good